Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Oh fuck! Hold on. I forgot to get my tamarindo. Hold on. All right. Okay. Welcome. Welcome to another episode. Today, I'm stuck between calling it literary talk and book talk. I think we'll stick to book talk. So I have a surprise for y'all. We'll go up here. I made a little tree farm because I ran out of trees. It's not really a tree farm. It's like really rudimentary. I'm just calling it that because I want to be cool. But eventually, we're not gonna do too much with this. Um, so I finished the farm. I love the way it came out. We try to keep as much of the natural formation as possible because that's just the way to do things, right? So today, I have a couple things in mind. Today, I wanted to firstly, I wanted to go find the swamp, and we'll start mapping out the area around here. And then after the swamp, we're gonna go to the Nether to get some glowstone lamps because I hate the way the torches look. It just looks so dumb. And I know exactly where I want to put the fucking the Nether portal too. It'll be over here next to the this janky area over here. Yeah, right here. We'll do a little bridge, and then it'll come down over there. I think we might do it on top right there. Yeah, that looks like a great spot to do it. So, but first, let's do we'll make a map. So, hello everyone. Hi. Welcome to literary talk, or book talk. Um, I wrote a script, but I don't feel like following it. The thing is I'm sick. I cringe when I look at the other ones and I'm like saying and like so much. So I just made some. Oh fuck! I forgot how to make this shiz. Hold on. I know what to do. I know what to do. Uh, but yeah, you know. Oh fudge! How do I make paper? Hold on. All right, I had to look it up. I'm a little dummy. I forgot how to do it. I hope this is still the right recipe here. Hold on. I'm just gonna need one of these bad boys. Ooh, okay. The compass. When it gives you a lot of paper. Good, good. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alright. Good. So, oh, it's nighttime. Hopefully this rain will go away. Oh yeah, I went back and I mined some more. I didn't think you guys need to see that. Ooh, the rain didn't go away. So, um, where to begin, right? Begin. So the reason, ooh, this map is so tiny. Oh, I guess because I've already been around here everywhere. Hold on. Okay, all right. Hold on, give me a sec. Give me a sec. Maybe I need to make another one. So this is what I had planned earlier. By the way, when I said I was like, oh, I wanna do this the other day. I think this still works too. So this will be the wall. We'll make it like out of real stuff. But I think we just put that like that. Bam, there you go. So, and then this entire wall will be it'll be the whatchamacallit. It looks pretty good from up here. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, I'm wondering if I make another one, what will that do? Do I have enough? Oh, I need to get more reads. Anyways, so I've been trying to keep up with my daily readings, but I have to admit, reading the Bible got me pissed off the other day. I felt like I was fucking reading Catch 22. Oh my god, a turtle! What the? Yeah, I was like, I felt like I was in I felt like I was in 11th grade reading Catch 22 and American Psycho again. It was just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is the point of this this shit? They keep repeating the same things over and over again. I didn't finish Catch 22 and I didn't fucking finish American Psycho. It just pissed me off. I legitimately got mad. I got mad. I was like, this shit is it's super long, right? But I think, I just ran out of patience. I think if I went back and read it, I think they'd oh, it gave me the same one. Fuck. Okay, isn't that what I wanted? I think I gotta go out of bounds in order to get another one. So what were they saying? Yeah. So I was reading it and I was like, fuck, like fucking taking goddamn forever. This fucking book is so. The Bible is so annoying. I was getting pissed. I was like, not to say I'm a Neanderthal. I get it. I mean, it's not a bad book either. I'm not saying any of those. I'm not saying the Bible or the Infinite Jest stories. Infinite Jest. Hold on. What the fuck? Give me a second. All right, all right. I just got humbled. I just got humbled by this game. So apparently, apparently that's what those freaking cartographer things are for. Let me see here. This is wow. It's a real thing. Okay, so this is where my knowledge in Minecraft is limited, right? So let's get our map. Put our map and we put some paper. Uh-huh. So then what does that do? Oh shit. It is bigger now. Okay, here's what we're gonna do, right? We're gonna work on this one. We can only go up to 5. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's too fucking small now. Jesus. Okay, hold on. No worries, no worries. This is interesting. It's an interesting day of my life. Learning something. We'll go 2. Yeah, because then I can't see shiz nickels. Alright, so I'll figure out how to make other areas of the map later. So for right now, we're gonna go looking for lily pads. So I'll take you on this journey with me. Yeah, put it over there. Aha, see? Oh wow, I wish we had a dock ready. Look at that. You can't look at it? Are you serious? Alright, let's go this way. So I'm sorry, I didn't mention Infinite Jest. I haven't read that. I've never read I'm not a reader. Or Gravity's Rainbow. I heard those two are really good. I heard those are like Kino, top tier Kino book readings. But if they're anything like Catch 22 and American Psycho, then I knew when I was younger I knew that was fucking stupid bullshit. I'm not gonna fucking waste my time reading that shit. Sorry for cursing so much, but it's ridiculous. They make these books, and I mean, the first book I ever read was, if I remember correctly, like the first book I ever sat down and I was like, oh shit, like I learned something. It was Me and My Little Brain, I think by Fitzgerald, something Fitzgerald. That was like the first time I like read something and I was like, oh, you could actually fucking learn things from books. Like they're not just useless. My mom's not punishing me for reading this. Essentially, um, this map thing is a way bigger endeavor than I thought it was gonna be. Give me this one. Yeah. Oh, look at that. We can have 2 in 1. So we already maxed this one out. That's fucking hilarious. Switch hands. Switch hands. Okay, let's see here. Let's get off here. We'll leave these boats here. Come on, get out the boat. There you go. Okay. Oh, this isn't actually that bad. Um, so that was the first book I ever read, if I remember correctly. That one and I think the Boxcar Children, and then from there I think I was in like sixth grade. I started reading Percy Jackson, and I never got into Artemis Fowl, surprisingly. And then from there, seventh grade and eighth grade came along. I started doing drugs. um, Ninth grade came along, 10th grade, and then we started doing like like you know I did a lot of Robitussin growing up. Probably like, oh yeah, don't even remind me of that. But I digress, right? I digress. I also, in terms of my reading level, or like where I stand in all this, I wrote a book one time in 11th grade. Um, I got it published in the school magazine because my girlfriend at the time was like, "You should send it," even though it was like super like edgy, and it was kind of cringe. I think I still like the book. I used it for a lot of other things as a basis. Um, but then it wasn't until like I say like 11th grade or something like that. At that point, the teachers just leave you alone because they figure if you got your head stuck in a book, they figure like it must be better than whatever I'm teaching. And I'm definitely a lurker. I'll admit that right now. I'm a huge lurker. Uh, old fag reporting in. But I think I read a lot of sci-fi. I got into sci-fi. I don't remember how. I think just because I liked, well, sci-fi is fucking awesome. Sci-fi is like the best genre of books out there, like without a fucking doubt in my head. Like it's the best series. It's the best kinds of books. Oh, I should have brought a bed. Ooh. So we're looking for a swamp. Huh. You guys are gonna. This is fun. We're exploring together. Okay. It's a nice huge area over here. Whoa, pause. Let's see here. So I read the first. I spent a lot of time. I think for me, I love learning and hearing about books more than I actually like reading them. Like it's one of my biggest red flags, if you will. I find so much joy. Like, oh, all these people said this about that, and it's like, what's that? It kind of gives it a grander feeling when you finally like you're in an arena, and you spend all this time, hyping this book up in your head, and for me, it gives it a bigger, way bigger impact in the end. Um, we need to have this. No, what are you doing? Freaking, baka. um, I'd say when I read, and then I would go online and then try to find books. Oh, I remember now. The literature board on 4chan had the starter guide to literature. If I'll look for the page and then I'll put it up on the screen right now. I think I've read like fucking 7 or 13 of those books. I don't remember. Fucking stupid creeper, fucking dummy idiot. The dummy over there. Oh, don't look him in the eyes. So I'll just say this: when I saw that the the Bible of science fiction
Dune.
by Frank Herbert. Um, I read that book. I read the entire thing, and I loved it. I absolutely fell in love with the genre as a whole. Um, but looking back at it, like I was naive. I was a child, you know. I didn't know what was I didn't know what was up, you could say. Shut up. That's the thing, like I don't the only philosophy books are sick, you know. I'm not gonna sit here, you know, and I like nonfiction, you know. I think it's all right. Kind of boring compared to, you know, sci-fi. Obviously, the thing with sci-fi that people understand, it's not about, oh, you know, it's got these big giant set pieces, you know, Star Wars bullshit where it's like, oh yeah, ooh, the shit ton of skeletons over here. I don't think we're gonna find the fucking swamp here. If we don't in this episode, it's fine. We'll go to the Nether and I'll go look for a different area. Um, where was I? Oh yeah, philosophy books. They're fraud. It's for frauds. Okay. Um, I'm not saying that to be like rude. Obviously, and I haven't read a lot of them, like Deridia or Kafka or fucking who else? I was gonna say Mark Twain, but that's not a he's not a fucking philosopher. Uh, I don't even remember. They're so boring. I don't even remember the names. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because they're things they say things. You know, they write books and theories on people and behaviors, and you know, they're just things that one day you're gonna realize it on your own. You know, because ultimately, like those things that they found out, they're just feelings. You know, and every feeling can eventually just be categorized into a certain ideology. So you don't really have to read them, right? I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you don't have to read them. Obviously, you should read them because they obviously provide a good enough insight, and they're famous for a reason. You know, these people they're talked about and they're remembered for a reason. It's not because it's all bullshit. It's more like I prefer to read things that have that give you an innate value, or books that actually provide like useful insight to, like, you know, things that matter. You know, ideologies at the end of the day don't really matter to anyone. They're quote unquote masturbatory, if you will. They're a bunch of dead, you know, thoughts of old. They're a bunch of thoughts of dead men. You know, they don't really. And the world's, you know, the world's ever changing. Everything, and you're not the same person you were before. So, oh, what the fuck? Oh, this guy doesn't like that I'm talking shit about the radio. I'm sorry, or Derrida. I don't know how you say his fucking name. You know, they're both. Oh, I've been looking these fucking spiders. They don't spawn for me. Oh, but they didn't give me any string, the dickhead. Um, you know, I just prefer to read things that don't have a fucking 30-page forward about some asshole giving some his goddamn opinion about some bullshit that doesn't even matter. You know, every single one of those, they always start with, "Oh, this guy had a great impact on our society, and this is why I love the book." Yada 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 yada. You know, the forward. There should no be forwards in a fucking book. If I buy a book, I want to read it. I don't want to spend another 30 minutes. Oh god damn it! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Derrida. I can't remember any more philosophers off the top of my head. Well, you know, excluding German and not German, Greek and Roman philosophers. Obviously, we're not talking about those guys. Because I for one, am a huge fan of Aristotle and. Well, okay, let me backtrack. Oh look, I found a swamp. Oh, I'm goaded. I'm so goaded. Awesome. All right, we're gonna wait till sunset and beat the fuck out of these goddamn mobs. Come here, you stupid spider. I need some. I want a goddamn bow. No, I want a goddamn. Uh, yes. I want a fucking fishing rod. I haven't been able to get one. God damn it. I will say, I do have a favorite. A couple. Um, I have a couple. I like Herman Hesse a lot. Siddhartha. I read Siddhartha when I turned 18. It forever changed my life. I'm gonna say that a lot. I'm gonna say that exact thing. It changed the course of my life forever. Right. Siddhartha was a big one that did that for me. Um, Something about just the prose and the way it's written. It's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. Get the fuck out of here, you stupid idiot. Okay, come here, you spider. Did you give me more string? I don't think it did. Hold on, you. Hold on. Um, okay, we're here to collect lily pads. Let's not forget that, guys. Okay, so, um, where was I? Yes, give me more string. Give me more string. Um, I was getting into Herman Hesse and I went to college. I went to college for a year. But and I took philosophy one summer. That was the only after I learned what I learned in that class, I dipped. I was like, I don't need this fucking shit anymore. I believe it was Aristotle's Poetics. I used that as the basis of how I like to rate my how I view art, like heavy. Like I use that as like my blueprint for how what I like and what I don't like. Um, and that's another thing. I'll make a footnote here. I hope down the line people are watching this. Where are we into this? Ooh, it's gonna be a long one, but I don't mind. I don't mind, right? I'm going to repeat a lot of things I say, and I just feel like everyone needs to understand that you need to go back to your original. You need to go back because things change, your views change, and you need to revisit old art that you love, right? Um, so for Aristotle's Poetics, right? How does this thing go? I think it's Plato, then Socrates, and um, that's a crazy looking frog. It's Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. And Aristotle wrote Aristotle's Poetics. He did tragedy and he did comedy. And the tragedy section got burned up in a library. I don't remember when, but as far as I understand it, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. But everything we know about art obviously comes from Aristotle. And in that book, in Aristotle's the comedy section, he mentions that art is a mirror. Art is a mirror. It's a reflection of the person who's watching it. Obviously, you automatically put yourself in the shoes of the said writer or the art piece that you're watching. And that's why when things hit you harder, it's because you resonate with it more because you put yourself in their shoes, and it gives you like a way harder impact. And for me personally, that's how I live. That's the code. That's my code of Hammurabi, if you will. Those are my 10 commandments. Uh, so those learned things that those guys figured out, they don't really interest me that much. There's no way I got buffed from that. Fucking, this is why I need a bow, right? This is why this is why we need bows and stupid spiders. I hope that's the only swamp lady here. I need a fat stack of this shit, by the way. A fat ass stack. Um and I don't know, I just like to learn things that make sense and that, I'm not sitting here saying, "Oh, it's the white man's, knowledge or whatever," because that would just go against everything. That would go against every fiber of my being to just not ignore, just toss it away. But as I said before, with age comes wisdom and understanding and clarity. And me 17, me like fucking 18, I'm not gonna understand those from the 1900s, 1800s and onwards. I'm not gonna understand that shit. I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I can totally get how my morbid depression and links to other things. Um, but I'll say this: I fucking love Siddhartha. I love Herman Hesse. I've been trying to read Old Man in the Sea for years now. I just never gotten around to it. So for like one example, right? I Am Legend. I don't know if you guys. It's the Will Smith movie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I haven't seen it now that I think about it, but I went back and I read it. I actually read the book for it, like the thing it's based off of. It's not the same, And the thing is, when you read that story, they never say the words vampire. They never mention that, oh, these are actual like vampires. They just mention that, and they give reason to things that are culturally known about vampires. Like they don't eat garlic because of a certain enzyme in the garlic. The holotip, there's a reason. Like that gives it an actual reason, but everyone just thinks that you know it comes from nothing, and it's not true. It comes from I Am Legend. Uh, another thing that I really love is The Road, because I saw that movie and it's fucking fantastic, amazing movie. Who is it? Cormac MacArthur, I think. I fucking love his style of writing. It's probably one of the best, if not like top tier. I got Blood Meridian over there. I haven't gotten around to reading it because I've been reading other stuff, trying to get. I got recently got into manga and comics. I got heavy into comics the last 2 years, because of the fucking the surge in Marvels, and also the art style is fucking insane. It's insanity. There's some real hardcore sci-fi stuff in there, and it's hidden. You have to really look for it with a lot of the certain comics. Oh, I didn't mention earlier, right? The thing with sci-fi isn't about having big set pieces and having all these ugly, disgusting Martians. Sci-fi, science fiction is you have a story and you have a problem and you solve that problem using science fiction. And that's where the imagination and the creativity, it just bursts out of the fucking page. It's fucking crazy. It gets insane, it gets I fucking love that shit. And then I read Will Smith also did iRobot. And iRobot is I haven't seen that movie either. I'm not gonna soil the name of Isaac Asimov by watching that. I'm sure it's okay. It's decent. It's not supposed to be a direct adaptation. I know they take liberties and whatnot. I'm not mad about that. But that book, another interesting thing, that those philosophers haven't came up with, or maybe they have, and I just found out this way. But the way I found out is, he's important. It's my way of understanding the world that matters to me. I know, like, there's probably Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell. It's based off another guy. But I'm blanking on the name. I need to read that one too. But iRobot's fucking fantastic. It's like crazy. It's not the best, obviously. I'm not saying. I put a caveat there. I like to glaze. I like to say I love everything. I'm one of those guys. Like I think everything is good, but when you know that something's bad. But when I say I don't like something, it's because it's not good. That's the way that's where I'm my positioning comes in. Uh, so I just need to give everyone some clarity or some background because I love saying these things. Um, how much do we have? We have well, let's get one more stack and then we'll go back. I can't believe I got so lucky. I actually found a swamp. I actually found a fucking swamp pretty early on. I guess the game doesn't want to hear me yap. Um, in the 1940s, again, if I'm mistaken, this is me. This is me reciting things I've said a billion times. In the 1940s, they consider it the golden age of science fiction. Yes, they have the big three: Isaac Asimov, Robert Heinlein, and Arthur C. Clarke. Those are the three. Uh, I read Stranger in a Strange Land, and that book made me question my sexuality. The more I think about it, it's crazy. Obviously, I realized afterwards. I was like, I'm not gonna change myself because of this book. I also remember reading reviews online, and there's like angry ass dads like saying, my child read this, and now they're not sure about the identity and yada yada yada, and it's just fucking hilarious. That's fucking funny. I have The Cat Who Walked Through Walls, and I think I have No Time for Love. On one of those next things I'm gonna read. For Arthur C. Clarke, 2001, obviously great movie. I'm a huge Kubrick guy. I've seen all his, except for the only thing I haven't seen is Eyes Wide Shut and Lolita. Those are the only two I haven't really. I didn't really find all that. A Clockwork Orange is really good. Fear and Loathing is really good. I know that they didn't make those, but Ken Kesey is the man. Those aren't sci-fi books. I'm just saying, little detour. Um, and then obviously Isaac Asimov. I first read before I read or after I read I Robot around the same time. I read Foundation, and this is me. This is me smoking pot, right? This is me smoking weed every day. The world is still, the world is still new for me. Oh, I don't want to throw that away. Um, and when I found out that Foundation was like his interpretation of how the world would progress, and you read ooh, I forgot they spawn here. You read Foundation, right? And then you find out that it's like 12,000 years into the future, right? And then I'm gonna die over here. I just know it, but it's fine because we got 3 stacks of that shit, so we're good. I want to get these slime balls though, because I know the magma cream is worth something. Oh wow, we killed them all. Ooh, that's dark. Can't believe I said that. Oh, maybe we'll make it back actually. Now that I think about it. Um, we're definitely gonna need more lily pads. I don't think we're gonna make it with the amount we have. See if I can get back to my boat. Um, right. So this is me smoking weed, right? I'm reading it's fucking. I think it's about 12,000 years into the future, and then you find out that Foundation is a part of the Empire, and then the Robot series, and the Robot series is first, and then it's Empire, and then it's Foundation, and it just blew my mind that someone could theorize a scope this big of like the future, and that's why I love. I just love. Just you have to put yourself in my shoes, right? Like it's fucking mind blowing. It's fucking crazy. Uh, we'll put a well, a footnote. I'm definitely gonna make a video solely just on One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest because that book is fucking insane, and the movie is great. Obviously we have Frank Herbert. Dune is amazing. I haven't really read anything else. I also really like Child to the End from Arthur C. Clarke, and then I also read Hammer of God. It's pretty good, pretty good. I think it's pretty. It's good. It's up there. Not too bad. Um, I think we could make another boat here. Hold on. More lily pads were on the way back. I've also read. I don't think I read A Scanner Darkly. I don't think I finished it, but I did read. I did read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. Great, great fucking book. Blade Runner. Blade Runner is amazing. Obviously. And I also really dug Fahrenheit 451. I know that's like required reading, but and I remember actually I had a really cool English teacher who showed us the movie. The movie was pretty fucking good. Uh, I also Brave New World in 1984. My best friend, from sixth grade, we were arguing one time. I was like, I like the story more in 1984. It's more compelling. I think it's so sweet and beautiful. The love story in that book is, when he writes out where to meet him, that really like it got me good. But he said, "Oh, like I don't know what you're talking about. Like that's like comparing apples to oranges. Like they're two different things." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, well, no, I'd rather be in Brave New World, obviously, for the Soma. But I just think that 1984 has a more it's a better story. I don't know if anyone gets what I'm saying here. But that brings me to the point of this video. Why I'm making this video. Finally, fucking finished, and this is like an unofficial review. Uh, I need those feathers. I don't need these fences anymore. This is an unofficial review. I finally finished reading Hyperion by Dan Simmons after fucking how long? I don't even know. Right, I started that book when I was fucking. What grade was I in? I started reading it in. Let me think here. I think it was in 11th grade. I remember reading the first page and I was like, so this is my official. It took me I'm 26 now. It took me 9 fucking years to finish that book. Because I would start it. And the one time I remember reading, I finished the first 100 pages and I was like, I can't believe I thought Dune was good. When I finished reading that, I was like, I can't believe that they actually that Hyperion gets swept under the table as it does because it's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic. One of the best books I've ever read. And this is the whole point of this video is to this is like my unofficial review, and then I gave you some insight of how what my basis of this is, and as a fellow writer. Well, someone who's wanted to be a writer growing up, uh, oftentimes try to I try to think like, man, I could never write something as fucking fantastic, or and this is to challenge myself, obviously. I'm just realizing it now that I do that to challenge myself. Okay, so let me put some stuff away. We don't need this. Oh, we got a new. Actually, I think I have these already. Oh, I got that one. I just got the one. Um, and I personally think it has one of the best hooks of all time. I wanted to read it to you guys, just so just so you guys could understand. I was also doing a lot of acid and a lot of other, not too. I never went too crazy with the drugs. You think this is gonna be enough? I don't think so. I don't think so at all. We might need to make another. I'll make if I do another trip, it's gonna be off camera. 'Cause there's no way. Right. So I could just read it. So and I because I fucking read this prologue like fucking 50 times. Because the first time I read it, I could breeze through books, right? But when I read this, I was just like, what? Like I didn't understand it. I was like, what the fuck am I reading? So it goes like, the Hegemony Council sat on the balcony of his ebony spaceship and played Rachmaninoff's Prelude in C sharp minor on an ancient but well-maintained Steinway, while great saurian things surged and bellowed in the swamps below. A thunderstorm was brewing to the north. Bruised black clouds silhouetted a forest of giant gymnosperms, while stratocumulus towered 9 kilometers high in a violent sky. Lightning rippled along the horizon, closer to the ship. Occasional vague reptilian shapes would blunder into the introduction field, cry out, and then crash away through indigo mists. The council concentrated on a difficult section of the prelude and ignored the approach of storm and nightfall. The flat line receiver chimed. The council stopped, fingers hovering above the keyboard, and listened. Thunder rumbled through the heavy air. From the direction of the gymnosperm forest, there came the mournful ululation of a carrion breed pack. Somewhere in the darkness below, a small-brained beast trumpeted its answering challenge and fell quiet. The introduction field added its sonic undertones to the sudden silence. The flat line chimed again. Damn, said the council, and went to answer it. While the computer took a few seconds to convert and decode the burst of decaying tachyons, the council poured himself a glass of scotch and settled into the cushions of the production pit as the disky blinked green. Play, he said. I just think that was the first time I've heard tachyon being used outside of the Death Grip song. So so when I looked it up, I was like, oh, that's how you fucking spell it. I didn't know that. But just man, what a fucking opening! It's electric. It's fucking electric. I don't. The whole point is this. It's the story of these 7 travelers who are making a pilgrimage to this thing called the time tombs. And the time tombs are they're just like this. It's got to do with time travel. That's another thing that I really like about this book. It doesn't fall into the the typical, um the typical time travel. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm thinking of a word. It's on the tip of my tongue. The cliches. It doesn't fall into the cliches of those. It just doesn't fall. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say here. I'm fucking pissed. I have to go get more goddamn lily pads. Ah, fuck. um, it doesn't fall into the cliches of a time travel story, right? That's one thing. Maybe it does, and I'm not realizing it. But uh, the story for when I there's 6 chapters in total. There's a couple things that I don't like about it. Right, let's start there. Uh, I give this a 9 out of 10 because the ending is a bit lackluster, right? We're reading it as a book. It's a good book, but the ending it just doesn't. It's a two-parter. It's a duology, right? And there's another. It's actually 4 books, but I don't think I personally don't. I don't think I'm gonna read in the in the median. I will read the Fall of Hyperion because, and that's why I'm saying this. I gave this a 9 because it ends abruptly. Well, it doesn't end abruptly. It ends at a good part, I'd say. So you could make the argument that it drags on a bit, and that kind of sucks, you know. But the main meat of the story is, you know, um, the bulk of the story. It's about these seven pilgrims making a pilgrimage to this thing called the Shrike. He's making these things called they're going to this place called the Time Tombs, right? And what I love about this book is something I realized as I was reading it. It's being told backwards because as they travel, as the people in the story travel to there, they're all recounting their life stories of how at one point they were interacted with or how they interacted with the Shrike. And the its strength is a mystery because the whole time it keeps you like, oh, like what the fuck, what is going on, like what is this thing that they're going to go see. um right, so in total, and each story by coincidence, the way that they decided obviously it's coincidental, right? But that's the way Dan Simmons wrote it. But he's trying to pawn it off as he's trying to insinuate that, oh, like this is the way the strike, or which in turn plays its strength again. Each story that they tell, it coalesces with each other. So when you hear the first person story and the third person story, the fifth person who tells their story, you already know what they're talking about because the people before already, they explained what it was, so you're not lost at all. It's just crazy, and especially when you get to Soul Wintrob, the father story. That one made me choke up a bit. I was that he got me with that one. That's a good tragedy. Literally, the time tombs affect how the story itself is being told, and I just think that's so. I finished this morning, so I'm still ecstatic about it. I love the poet's story, the prose, the part where he mentions like everything is just the poetry. I've always wanted to be a poet. You could say everyone's got a little bit of poetry with them. The first story with the priest is amazing. Talking about faith and whatnot, and then the story with the colonel gives a good variety to the whole working the themes. And I'm just a big fan, a huge fan of the world building, or I guess you could say the galaxy building in this case. It's very well done. Um, it's vivid, it's creative, it's electrifying. Nothing like Dune, right? The Bible of science fiction. Nah, I'm just kidding. I love Dune. I've read it. I'm planning on rereading it so I could read the rest of the stories. Um, so yeah, that's what this particular episode was about. I wanted to kind of dip my toes into reviewing. But I mean, I love it. I ordered a Song of Cali, and I ordered Fall of Hyperion. Those are gonna be my next two. I'm actually thinking about finishing up the robot stories because I like those too. I like those as well. So I said it already. I gave it a 9 out of 10, and I wouldn't say I would reread it again, but because it took me 9 whole years of my life to finish that thing, because it was a monster, and I really wanted to appreciate and understand every single bit and part Obviously, if anyone's watching this, I'd love to hear two piece. You know, I'd love to hear opinions. But yeah, so we got the lily pads. I think the next time we'll go check the nether out. Thank you for watching. This has been Pachuco.